Hello, this is the Daria Reactions. I am Fred. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. For those who are new here, what this is a commentary reaction video, obviously, as well as a rewatch. I was in high school when Daria was airing on MTV back in the day, so I freely admit I'm in my early 40s. And I can also joke that it says when Daria was airing on MTV, that was about 160 pounds ago. but uh, but I digress. Anyway, I do have a lot of nostalgia for Daria. It's a show that I do closely associate with my high school years. Granted, anyone who knows me knows I have many reasons to want to not think about those particular years of my life. But at the same time, there. I would say Daria was one of the bright spots, as was one of the few TV shows that I would go out of my way to watch on a regular basis, especially catching the runs before daily broadcasts of Total Request Live, back when Carson Daly was hosting it. Any which way, before we dive into this week's episode, I do want to respond to directly to one particular comment from the Lone Ranger 1823. This was posted on Sunday afternoon of this week. You are like one of two people watching the show on YouTube. Every other one only watched like 2 episodes, and that is insane to think about. That I'm like trying to cement myself in a way as being quote unquote the Daria guy, which will, hey, if that ever ends up being the case, that would be awesome. But considering how many great reaction channels there are out there, that that very few people have even bothered to do a deep dive of to any degree with this show, this boggles the mind. But I do the more and more I think about it, I understand it. Daria is basically a time capsule to a large degree of like 1997 to 2001. So unless you were like growing up in that period, either as proven with some comments left on earlier videos, that folks who were saying they were like 4 years old, 6 years old when they first saw Daria back on it back in back in the 90s, with um so there's it's kind of like a weird show for a lot of people to get into, because a lot of the references and things about Daria is like it's right before like the major explosion of technology, where cell phones really became a lot more common. Like uh like 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, like flip phone phones and such, like were starting to be seen everywhere, which wasn't really the case in like 1997, 1998, 1999. So it's kind of like it's in that weird period there where you have where things were certainly a lot more right before like right on the cusp of the digital age, which again, it's insane to think about, but I do understand it, because I'm in my early 40s. I kind of had like a analog childhood, and but my teenage years and young adult years, I was definitely more digital and stuff, to a very large degree there. So again, it's nuts, and it's insane. But that's par for the course. Anyway, how we do the reactions and everything here, I have it up here displayed, captured. It totally blurred out, but I do turn the blur off from time to time here. Now, as we're going to be getting into this week's episode, it's titled Too Cute. What I remember specifically about this episode, this is the episode that it's one of a couple episodes that focuses on the importance of looks to a large degree. And this is also the episode that I thought this year's model was, where we actually see like if there was someone, like if Daria had like a certain amount of procedures done, she could be made to be look as cute as Quinn. And I forget exactly what like Quinn's minor improvements could be. But I don't think there were many. But I think by and large, this is like a total Quinn Daria episode with them approaching it from two different perspectives. Um, and I think Helen has a fairly large uh, imp, impact on this episode, but again, I'm not entirely sure to that degree. But that's about as I can remember. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays how it plays forth there. Um, let's see. So with that said, you any audio you might hear will obviously be beat from my speakers to the microphone because obviously I don't do the headset earbud thing. And again, I have it set up this way to basically skirt around the old copyright claims with Paramount as much as possible. So with that said, let's get into it here. Kevin, what the fuck happened to your face? What did Brittany do to him? No, Kevin is having the time of it. Sandy, what are you up to? And why the three J's trying to hit on somebody other than Quinn? That is shocking. Oh, they are obsessed over Quinn. Of course, it's Jamie. Oh. Oh my God! What's oh my God's here? Well. Oh, she just had a nose job. Well, yep, just cute. Again, Sandy is a passive aggressive bitch. There's no sidestepping it. Again, the passive aggressiveness from Sandy is just on fire here. Actually, Quinn, you do have a thing you always wear. Who's average? Which one? And of course, Daria cannot resist staying away from Quinn. It's like, yes, it'll grow out. It'll grow back. I doubt it would. Many things, apparently. Again, Helen makes a point there. It's like cosmetic surgery is nothing to joke about. Wait a second. Breast implants? Where do we go from there? From nose job to the breast implants? I'm just trying to figure out that leap in logic that just happened. Nice one, Jake. The funny thing about nose jobs, though, nose jobs are like really quite common in like a stereotype, particularly associated with certain people of a certain lineage, for lack of a degree. There, I'm not going to dive into say which one, but it was referenced in Spaceballs, if you get what I mean. There, let's refer to Princess Zespa. I'm just kind of curious, what the hell? Mrs. Branch did something to him. That's what I'm kind of wondering. Basically, when his ego is crushed. Mrs. Branch is a special type of teacher. Again, this is another instance where we have Daria and Quinn hanging out, and it's kind of weird. It is kind of a unique thing that Quinn actually went to Daria to make her scheme work. Like family. Dar- it's a super good plan. So that does kind of like show a little bit there that when Quinn needs something, she will turn to Daria even if she doesn't want to. 1997 industrial adjustable bed drive. Good. Dr. Shar's Swan Shop. Oh, that's a visual. Too bad this is not an episode of Six Sad World. Rude! Daria does not need a makeover. Look, I'm a mouth breather, and even I know that's not attractive. Well, there's a stereotype for plastic surgery if there ever was one. Yes, it's a schnoz. That's one hell of a keyboard. Um, yeah, they're basically making Quinn look old. They made Quinn look worse. A lot worse. It's like she's not afraid. She's perfectly secure in herself. All right, where where should I begin to make her look more like Quinn? I mean, it's kind of a weird thing. It's like the importance of self image is like again, it wasn't really that big a deal in high school when I think about it. Well, at least when I was in high school. But I know these days it certainly is. I don't. I don't think she can frown. It is. It is. Not in my case. It can't. Trust me. It will cost about $500,000 for me to look attractive, and I'm comfortable with that. Being the fat schlub that I am. Yep, 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 yep. It's like good question. It's like Daria, you don't have low self esteem. She has low self esteem for everyone else, and wow, it looked like they all got stung in the bee. Got stung by bees. Again, Sandy is one to talk about her outfits. Yeah, great little montage there. Although it says they made Quinn look horrible with all those improvements. Brooks got her makeover. Sandy, you're about as shallow as a puddle. Just saying. Just saying. What the hell, Kevin? I mean, Kevin looks like he just got the crap kicked out of him, but knowing Mrs. Branch is putting him through it, yeah, it's kind of par for the course. Hey, look, Daria's showing Jane her boobs. Oh, up, Chuck. What are you up to? You're a country bumpkin. Oh, Upchuck likes him real. Kudos. Again, Daria does not have $6,000. She does now. Wow, Jane was sarcastic and Quinn fell for it. I think Quinn is asking the wrong person here. Quinn does not deal with sarcasm well. Wow. Quinn told them. Wait, what? Quinn is going through it here. In about 5 minutes? Physically, there's nothing wrong with her. Like I appreciate Daria giving Quinn a pep talk here. Oh my God, what? A nasal relapse? Oh. Quinn, Jake is trying to eat. Well, at least Quinn's lucked out here. She didn't get any surgery done. What's wow, Kevin is buying attention. Well, the other says money can buy popularity. Uh, all right, so definitely a Daria Quinn focused episode, but it was a nice assortment of other characters getting screen time along the way. Kevin being victimized by Mrs. Branch, which I will not be surprised me if I got her name wrong. I know that's going to be like a reoccurring joke throughout it because she hates men, and we're several seasons away before she discovers how sensitive Mr. O'Neill is. But the whole thing with uh, cosmetic surgery stuff, especially for young adults, I know. Again, I'm thinking back to when I was in high school. Again, as I said, I don't think it was really that big and the topical thing at that point in time. It's probably definitely was more of like a Gen X thing more than anything else. Like the later stage baby boomers, early Gen X, those were the ones that would like all that would make a big deal over getting like nose jobs, cosmetic surgeries and stuff like that. At least from my understanding. Again, I'm only in my early 40s, and trying to comment on the mindset of people who are probably like 5 to 10 years, oh, 5, 10, 15 years older than I am. But that's kind of is what it is there. But again, when I think back to like Spaceballs, it's like, oh, how big a deal was it for Princess Vespa to for the threat of being given back her old nose? It's like, yeah, that's a joke that was being done with a certain type of context there, because again, it was definitely like a common ish enough thing for it to be a joke. And Spaceballs came out in 1980, like what, 1986. So think about that to any large degree there. Jane has some nice little one-liners here. She's just more like definitely Daria's psychic for a little bit banter there. I do like a lot of the interactions that Daria and Quinn has, especially Daria essentially saying like she will deny ever saying it, that there's nothing wrong with Quinn physically. Mentally, there's a whole other rigmarole there. But again, that but also at the same time, you had Quinn like she wants to go to Dr. Shars for the consultation, and like who does she turn to essentially be able to go? She without Daria's permission, like ropes her into it by faking she's sick, and Daria goes along with it. Uh, the whole fake boob thing and like Upchuck is like being put off by it was kind of weird in its own way. But then again, that has a nice little call bounce back that oh he will rent the fake boobs from Daria for the weekend. So not a shining moment for Upchuck, but it's a nice it's a nice little character moment in a way there. Um, I would have just played. I was thinking straight away that was just him. Like, oh, he just prefers him natural. It's like, it's a fake one. It's like, and that was what put him off. But nope. I guess he found his inner upchuckiness to like go along with it. Um, the whole theme of the episode of it being like, okay, money can buy popularity. Money can buy a better outlook on life. It is for a lot of folks probably something that a lot of folks do. Think about uh, a lot of folks were doing at least back then for like not so much the one could say the right reasons. Unlike these days, now that I think about more and more, I think about it as I'm spitballing here, as my mind is racing. You think about like the big issue these days, where you have people who know that are being, especially we have like a lot of young folks who are kind of like being forced to stay within themselves because of the cult of the Republican Party and the cult of Christianity to a large degree, basically forcing them to, it's like, oh no, you are that you are what you are, and you can't change that. No, it's like we have reached a point in our society where you can make those changes, where you can, for your own mental health and your own well-being, where those changes can be made and can happen. And so it's like with the whole, so that's there is, and I'm probably like the wrong person to even talk about that sort of thing. But the more I think about it, the Too Cute probably is an episode of Daria that can be somewhat relevant today, even though its message is definitely more for just the cosmetic thing, for just to be popular, to be attractive, instead of for one's own like mental health and like and to feel comfortable within their own skin. So it's kind of like it doesn't it's about as far away from where you would need it to be for an episode to help it be relevant to the world today to a large extent. But then again, you do have like how many uh think about it, in the world of professional wrestling, how many times female talent would disappear from WWE television, especially in like the mid mid to late 2000s. It's like, oh, someone so and so got hurt, and they're off TV for a few weeks, and they come back bigger and bustier. I mean, better than ever. I'm trying to think. There was who oh, I don't remember who it was. It was one of the Tough Enough competitors from like season two, Linda Mills, who became Shaniqua, takes a clothesline from hell from Bradshaw, disappears for a few weeks, and comes back was like the chest all quote unquote they wrote swollen. So it's like yeah, just to give an idea there in terms of like again cosmetic surgeries and things of that nature. Um, there's a data reference, and again to kind of prove that again I am old. Um, let's see. Anything else about this episode that stands out to me? Not really. It's like I think the whole thing was Kevin. We touched on Daria and Quinn's back and forth. Oh yeah, the whole thing with Helen, where it's like they kind of make there's the leap in the conversation, the first dinner conversation, and I'm still trying to figure out exactly. It's like thinking back to it. How the hell how did it make the leap from Quinn talking about getting like a simple nose job or something of that sort, talking about breast enhancement? I may have missed something in the line of dialogue there because, again, how I watch and talk and stuff of that nature, I may have missed a line there, but I don't think I did. Because I do keep my eyes pretty much on the closed captions, just in case I miss a line of dialogue if I don't hear something. But there was a real leap in logic there that I can't either maybe a line got cut, who knows. And of course, Jake didn't really have anything much to contribute there, other than potentially being grossed out by Quinn talking about what happened to Brooke, who never appears in Daria again, if memory serves me right. Anyway, I think that just about covers everything for this episode. So with that said, like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Because you can dance if you want to. But if you don't dance, and if your friends don't, if you dance and your friends don't dance, then they're no friends of mine. Boy, did I screw up that reference. But again, as I said before, I'm an idiot. Anyway, tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe. We'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.